and a white fellow named Moline. Between that, we all group form an organization without respect to religion or special political denomination. We didn't vote. John voted. I didn't vote because I told him I made one mistake in my life. I voted for Franklin D. Roosevelt, who bought dumb bullet and sold it to Ethiopia, but real gunpowder imploded for Italy. And I said I will never cast my vote again for a European as long as I live. And I have not casted a vote for a European, for nobody. Then, and now, and won't in the future. I am a Garvey with exception. And I'm going to die a Garvey with exception. My people, I remain, is my people. I'm not going to pretend about it. I love my people. When I graduated from high school, I told my father, my mother, I am going to do something for my people regardless of what it is. I was one day, and my mother heard that I was messing with a girl. I told her I did not. It was not true. It wasn't true. But she said, you're going to marry that girl. I said, Mom, I wasn't messing with the girl. She said, well, the girl mother left her to me to be responsible for. You got to marry her. I said, there's no reason, Mama. She said, next week, be prepared to marry. And I had to marry the girl. That was my wife. And from that time, I remember parents could be wrong. Could be very wrong. Because my idea of independence was colored by that. Well, John and I got stronger in our beliefs. But John was the chairman of the department. And John said, you could come here and help me to teach when I got days off, but you will never be in my department. I said, why? He said, you can't, because you have different thoughts than I, and too much conflict. I said, John, you will need me one day. And then I started to go to Egypt, making a long story short. When I went to Egypt, he said, what have you found in Egypt? I said, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Egypt. I want you to help me. He said, you want me to help take Egypt? I said, yeah. So I said, I'm going to take it. Well, John thought I was joking. But I was serious. You see, in Egypt, like America, was controlled by somebody else, a foreigner. They were Arabs, and Egypt was owned by Africans. And to make a distinction, they didn't know. Everybody that's a Muslim thinks that he's an Arab. But an African who's a Muslim is still an African. An African who's a Christian is still an African. African who's a Jew is still an African. You may not understand me. I mean, so crazy. But I am different. I went to Egypt. I went to Egypt and here for the first time a man called me a cracker. Because you've seen in the movies, black people calling each other niggers. And in Africa, I was called a nigger for the first time that I can remember. I went back, the governor of Aswan asked me why I kept coming year after year. I said, because I got something here I'm going to take. He said, over his dead body. I said, you be dead. And I take it. I went back to Egypt the next year and found the governor had died. I didn't do nothing, don't blame me, no. But for that, I kept going. I remember going down to fight crocodiles. I remember carrying my first people to Egypt. And then finally John said, I want to go to Egypt. I said, what? And I said, you got room for you, but you ain't going to Egypt? He said, yes, I'm going to Egypt. I said, John, you don't want to go to Egypt. Are you willing to die? He said, I am not willing to die. I'm willing to live. We went on. John came down. John and his daughter came down. We looked at Egypt. We analyzed Egypt. That time England was running Egypt. And the British tell us what they wanted. We decided that the world needed to be free for the Africans. And the Africans had to rule themselves. When John came back, John's writing changed. John started to speak like an African Mugabe like me. Because John had seen the fact that Africa was for the Africans. And regardless of what you thought before, you had to think differently. And John's writing changed. John said, I have not written anything in your book. What you're writing, I want to write in it. And John said, the next book you wrote, write, I am going to endorse it. I am going to write in it. I said, you want to write a chapter? And I gave him a chapter, write anything he wants. From then, we got stronger. Until he said, I'm going to get rid of this wife. This Palestinian woman's head. I said, another one? He said, yeah. I said, you get the same trouble like that. I got a woman trying to get rid of the Pope. But I got to stay with her. I said, she can't get rid of the Pope. She's going to find out that the Pope is a cracker like any other cracker. That is the same thing. Rome is no different than Paris, is no different than London or New York. It's still a cracker. And we got to give our life for freedom from Crackerville. John, next thing I hear, John, things weren't going good. I said, another one? He said, this time it's for good. I said, let it be good, because you ain't going to get away with no one you get. And John got him. John said me he was going to get married again. There you come, Sybil. You finally got it.